What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back. You're in the old lady's favorite YouTube channel. I'm exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, and it's match day 3. After match day 3, I'm exhausted. Let's get into it. Player ratings. Let's go. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back. You're in the Bianconeri zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today we're going to be doing the player ratings for your Juventus football club after the match, Napoli-Juve. Napoli won 2-1. It was, in summation, a shit show. That's all I can say. It was an absolute shit show. Such a bipolar game. Bipolar just seems to be the best way to summarize what we've seen the last couple matches. But you know what? This isn't a match breakdown. I apologize, guys. I know we didn't do the live right after the post game. I had some family stuff to attend to. But your boy Julian and I are going to be doing a post-match, whatever, a day later, the day after live. So join us with that later today or tomorrow, depending what time it is for you. Anyway, so let's just jump into it. I'll be honest, I don't want to spend more time than I feel like the team actually gave in effort in doing these player ratings than they actually gave on the field today. So I'm going to hopefully not drag this one out like I did last time. So let's just jump into it now. First off, who else are we going to start with? We're going to start with problem number one. Problem number one with the club, and that is Wojciech Szczesny. He gets a 4.5 for his performance today. Again, I may be a little bit harsher than I feel like maybe your everyday guy would be, but this is a repetitive cycle of what we're dealing with. Just clumsy play, giving up goals that he shouldn't have. Yes, the one at the end was not his fault, but at the same time, just the lazy, lax play that I see from Szczesny is really bothering me, and it's continued, and nothing's changing now. I know a lot of people, Allegri himself backed him, but at this point, I feel like it's time to give somebody else a chance, and at this point, this summer's looking really bad on him that we kept him. 5 saves, 1 punch, 1 high claim, 2 saves from inside the box. He also had 6 out of 8 accurate long balls, 1 clearance, and that's all he did for today. So he gets a 4.5 player rating from me. Let me know if that's fair. Let's move on to the next one that we have over here. Again, I'm going to try to be as concise as I can for you guys. Mattia De Sciglio, I give him a 5. I'll be honest, a 5 is basically the very basic rating I gave for most of the players today. There's some that got a little bit over it. Some of it got that below it, but a 5 to me is, to me, if you're getting a 5 starting out, that means that was a piss poor performance anyway. If you're going below even that, then I think you do less of your performance. Anyway, so here, let's just get into it. I gave Mattia De Sciglio, I gave him a 5 overall score. Let's see, what all did he perform today? What did he bring to the table? 5 clearances, 3 tackles, and 4 out of 8 ground duels won, 0 out of 2 aerial duels won. Lost possession 7 times, and he had 1 key pass, 3 out of 5 accurate long balls. So, not a great performance by De Sciglio. Not much more than I really expected, or much less than I expected from him. He is Mattia De Sciglio. He should not be playing, and I understand right now the team is without a lot of players, a lot of issues going on with that. The idea to not play Dybala when he was coming back anyway. It's just, to me, this was a team effort and a team embarrassment overall. Not happy with the way this is going. Let's move on. Then we've got Leonardo Bonucci to talk about. I gave him a 5.5 rating. Slightly better than the average, but still pretty piss poor in my opinion. For what I expect from a Juventus player. 6 clearances, 1 block shot, 2 interceptions, 1 out of 2 aerial duels won, and what else did he do? 2 out of 4 accurate long balls, 0 accurate crosses, and that's what he did for today. Again, like I said, I'm sorry. I would love to go more into detail in my opinions on each of these players, but I'm not happy. And I don't think, honestly, they don't even deserve the time right now after what we as Juventus fans are being put through right now. It's ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. Let's move on. Giorgio Chiellini also gets a 5.5. you probably could rate him a little bit better because he was one of the guys actually giving effort right now. But as the leader, he is um, somewhat responsible for how the defense flows in general. Giving up 2 goals is poor. Again, that second goal, we'll get into it. I actually think we forgot the the graphic for the guy, or at least the graphic designer didn't create the one that I needed. But anyway, at the same time, not technically the defense's fault or Tech's fault for that last goal, but at the same time, as a team, you got to be gelling. You got to have people in the right mindset going into this. And when I'm saying that, I'm not putting that on Chiellini specifically, but as a team, they just it was horrible. 3 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 interception, 1 tackle, 3 out of 4 ground duels won, 2 out of 4 aerial duels won, and what else did he do? Did he do anything else? 4 out of 5 accurate long balls. So that's what we have from Giorgio Chiellini. And then also Luca Pellegrini, who came in. He actually had to be subbed off with a bit of an injury issue. We'll see what's going on there. I'll monitor that for the future. And a whole lot of people wanted to see him out there. Let me actually switch him up there so you have his graphic up there. I gave him a 5 as well. Again, to me, it was one of the median ratings that I basically gave for a team that overall played piss poor. That's all I can really say. I'm sorry, guys. Not in the great mindset, not exactly happy today, in a celebratory mood, or even like in a maybe not even a clear headspace, to be honest. He had 2 clearances, 2 tackles, 3 out of 5 ground duels won, 0 aerial duels won, lost possession 5 times, and he had 1 key pass and 1 accurate cross, 0 accurate long balls. All right, let's move on to our next one of the shoe, and that would be our guy, Weston McKennie. I had to remove that. I apologize. If you saw a cut there, it was because I said something I feel like maybe a little bit egregious. I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to say it. But basically what I was saying is Weston McKennie, his head and his mindset was maybe still back there in America with another individual that he may have done stuff or may not have done stuff with. That's basically what I was hitting at. Was not impressed by his performance today. Really did not seem that he was ready to come back. Maybe something that's still in his head. But again, did not give a good performance. For Juventus, was lost all over the place. He had, gosh, I'm going through his stats. Did he do anything? Did he do anything at all? What did he have? He had 1 shot off target, and he had 25 touches. 14 out of 20 accurate passes. 1 successful dribble. 1 out of 2 ground duels won. 1 foul. And 8 possessions lost. So he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. He was useless out there today. Is that enough criticism for me being American? Is that for the people who think that I don't criticize him because I'm American? No, he was horrible today. He was very bad. The whole team was bad, but he was even worse than the average of the team. All right. Let's move on to one of the players, one of the few players that actually was kind of good today, and that was our boy, Manuel Locatelli. I gave him a 6.5. I was very proud and very content with what I saw from Manuel Locatelli, continuing there to throw around some of those. He would take chances that a lot of guys won't take, trying to create, trying to get the ball moving down the field instead of thinking vertically, constantly thinking horizontally, moving it left to right, getting it where it needs to go, instead of just playing these safe little passes and touches. Excited to see what Manuel Locatelli can bring. Frustrated for him that he's stuck with the team that is the way that it is right now. That is honestly embarrassing. It's frustrating. I don't know what you all feel, but right now, as a Juventus fan, this is unacceptable. Anyway, Manuel Locatelli, let's see. He had, let's go with this. 3 accurate long balls. He had 1 successful dribble. He had 5 ground duels won. He had a 1 aerial duel won. He did lose possession 11 times. He had 2 clearances, 5 block shots, and 1 tackle, as well as he was just creating opportunities there for his teammate. I was excited with what I saw, and hopefully give me a little bit of hope, a little bit of spark that there's somebody on this team that can actually understand what it means to be a Juventus player and to actually go in there and give the effort that this team deserves and that the fans deserve. That's what I have for him, and we'll look at Telly. Hopefully, we'll continue, and hopefully, you can get our boy Federico Chiesa back for the Milan match. We know we have Malmo on Tuesday. Hopefully, they can come back and actually perform and help out this team because, by God, they need it. Then we've got Adrian Rabiot. I gave him a 5 player rating overall. Again, very average for the team, as in very averagely shit. Is that is that fair? It was horrible. It was terrible. Overall, it was just. I guess okay. Also, my frustration goes with this is such a bipolar game. You started the game off hot. Our boy, I'm gonna get to him. Alvaro Morata came in with the hot score early on, put us up 1-0, and then I thought maybe this is gonna be one of those moments that it starts to click. That the Allegri factor seems to like kick in. Maybe the defense buckles down, holds them, holds them from without scoring. We win 1-0, move on, can be happy. Then the equalizer comes, all on fault of Tech, and then the very end, frustrating because I had such high hopes for this kid, but literally did, I guess the equivalent of a quarterback going out there and throwing an interception for the very first play of his career. That's basically what we got from Moise Ken, who basically gave up a goal, an own goal or whatever you want to call it, basically to the. Koulibaly, was it him? I think it was Koulibaly, basically to win the match. It was pathetic, embarrassing, and literally it was just a deflating loss after that. You would have had at least one, and Juventus is sitting there with 1 point now. I'm frustrated. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you can sense it in my tone, but I'm trying to get through this. So anyway, let's go back to Rabiot. He had I gave him a 5. He had 0 accurate crosses. He had 2 accurate long balls. He had 4 successful dribble attempts. He had 8 out of 15 ground duels won. He had one aerial duel 1 out of 2. What else did he have? He had 1 clearance and 1 block shot, as well as 2 tackles. So again, very poor average. This is the only way I can really say from what his performance was to me. Let's move on to our next guy, and that's Federico Bernardeschi. I gave him a 4.5 as well. Bernardeschi continues to do Bernardeschi things. He is not the Bernardeschi that we saw against. Also, what was the Atalanta match? What was the Atalanta preseason match? Was that the one where I should have listened to my own words, where I said don't take anything in the preseason, don't believe anything you're seeing? Because Atalanta, who maybe isn't as good as they have been the last couple of years, Juve came out and just literally laid it on the table. I don't know. That's what I don't know what to take from it. Bernardeschi, he had his moment, a little bit of a shining moment. Of course, in a match that doesn't matter. Also, I kind of wonder, is Juventus one of those teams that we talk about players like Insigne for Napoli, who played like absolute crap for the Azzurri, but then when he comes out for Napoli, he plays amazing. He looks great. He looks like a great star player. Does Juve have the opposite problem, where all their players go and look amazing for the Azzurri, but then play like absolute dog crap for Juventus? Is that what's going on? I don't know. Anyway, he had 1 shot on target. He had 5 successful dribbles. He had a 70% accurate passing. 0 accurate crosses. Only tried 1 though. 2 accurate long balls. 7 ground duels 1 out of 15. 0 aerial duels 1. Lost possession 18 freaking times. 18 times. Lost possession 18 freaking times. He was offside once. He had 1 clearance, 2 block shots. So that's what he did. Again, all happy. I'm very happy, guys. Very happy to be doing this today. Then we can move on to another bright spot. Somewhat of a bright spot. Overall, if you were to do like a statistical rating, going through the players or whatever have you, he rated higher than, say, than most of the other teammates. Most of his teammates. Alvaro Morata, I gave a 6 overall. He had 1 goal. He had 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target, 2 out of 4 successful dribbles. He had 0 accurate crosses out of 1. He had 5 out of 12 ground duels 1, 2 out of 5 aerial duels 1. He lost possession 12 times, though. Again, losing possession 12 times was, of course, Alvaro Morata was offsides twice, because you got to have those in a game. And then he had 2 clearances. And, yeah, overall, that was his performance. Obviously, the goal scorer of the match played better than most of his teammates. But then, overall, again, the highest rating I think I gave out was a 6.5 today. Let's move on to Dejan Kulushevski, who I had disagreed with a lot of people. I gave him a 5. I probably would have honestly gone lower, but there were plenty of moments where he was playing his bleep off, where he was actually making an effort to move the ball down the field, something that doesn't happen a lot with this club. with a lot of the players that we have here, especially in the midfield. But him playing his role in this trident overall with Benedeschi and Morata. So I was a bit conflicted on this one, so that's why I just went with the 5. The overall 5, this is what I gave most people, which is basically you're kind of pissed for, but it is what it is. Okay. Overall, what he did, he had 2 shots on target, 2 shots off target. He had 0 successful dribble attempts, just only 1 tried. He had 2 big chances missed, 1 key pass. He had 1 accurate long ball, 3 ground duels, 1 out of 8. Lost possession 14 times. Another bad, thing there. I guess I honestly probably would have gone lower. Maybe I should have made it a 4.5. Honestly, after reviewing these stats again, I kind of want to say he was worse. Okay. He had 1 clearance, 2 tackles. Let's go ahead and move. Now we're going into the substitutes. So let's move on to our boy Matthias de Ligt. De Ligt overall was serviceable. That's the one thing I'd say. I mean, he came in, didn't have a lot of playing time. He had 1 clearance. He had 1 clearance. That's basically all he did. Didn't have a lot to do going in. I mean, he had a lot to do, but he, there wasn't enough data there to really break down his play more. Was serviceable, decent defender. Really wish I honestly probably would have played him more. I know you can't really do it. I know we talked about doing the 3-man defense, not having DeScilio, not having Pellegrini, and just having a de Ligt, Keeling, and Bonucci, but then there's a lot of age and a lot of wear and tiredness that would go on and affect that. But anyway, I gave him a 5.5 overall for his performance. Aaron Ramsey, though, we'll move to him. Again, I'm probably, like I said, I wanted to give less effort because overall that's the effort that the players gave us as fans. I gave Aaron Ramsey a 5 as well. He had, let's see, did he do anything? He had 0 ground duels, 1 out of 1. And that was it. That's basically what he did. He did that. He had 10 out of 12 accurate passes and only touched the ball 12 times. So, I mean, he only played for 18 minutes. So there wasn't a lot to really rank him on. And then, I think it was so poor that our graphic designer didn't even make him a graphic. Didn't even make him a freaking graphic. So here we are. And that would be our boy Moise Kean, who he rated as the worst player today. Only played for 8 minutes, but literally he touched the ball 5 times. Like I said, 0 out of 1 ground duels, 1, 2 out of 2 aerial duels, 1, and he 1 clearance and 1 error that led to a goal. He literally gave away Napoli the victory. Tech had made a stop, and that's where I said, I'll be honest, initially I was watching this on my phone when this happened because I was out. I had family emergency. That's why we didn't do, or not family emergency, but family issues that I had to deal with. So I was watching it on my phone while we were doing whatever, and that's when I first saw it. I thought it was Tech's fault. But then when on the replay, I was like, oh, okay, I see what happened now. Now it's clear that Moise Kean literally came in there and just basically gifted Napoli the score and the victory. So he honestly should be getting the worst rating probably of the match, only playing 8 minutes. Let's just go ahead and just say, let's give him a 4. Let's just give him a 4 now. I don't have the graphic. I may have given I can't remember what I gave him before, but let's give him a 4, even a 3.5 if I have to, because that was bad. This was literally the quarterback coming in and throwing an interception, his very first sequence of events in his entire, it's not in his career because he's been at Juve before, but you know what I mean? It was the worst way to start off. Hopefully this is one of those things where you bounce back from it next time. I'm hoping so, but dear Lord, we as Juventus fans do not need this. We don't deserve this. Anyway, then we go to Max Allegri, and I gave him a 5 player rating. I gave him a coach rating of 5. There's only so much I can say. He's new to returning to the club. This is his 3rd match in. He is playing behind the gun with a few of these players that are out because of different reasons, injuries, whatever have you. Returning from international play. What's been going on with that? Dybala, who I felt like could have played, should have played, whatever have you, with what's going on with his situation. I don't know. There's some criticism that can be made there. I still am a believer in Max Allegri. I know a lot of people are you. I see all you out there. It's all melting down already. The Allegri out starting to heat up. Calm down so far, but like, no offense, this is as bad of a start that I ever could have imagined Juventus suffering to start the season. Then you got to go play Malmo in the Champions League, which I'll be honest, don't care. Do not care at all. Champions League, no offense, it's the furthest thing from my mind. We'll be here. We'll talk about it, but does it matter? Does it really matter right now when this is the performance that you're getting on a regular basis from this team? I felt like this team should have come out and played. If they would have played what they played with from the first, whatever bit of the first half, and try to keep that up and play a defensive game the rest of the thing, they could have maybe at least get a point. We have 1 point in 3 matches. We're literally under the gun already. It is what it is. I've been talking for a while. That's enough. I did way too much already. They don't deserve this amount of time, I'll be honest, when that's the performance that you get from the club. Chiellini, I feel like, had some choice words for his teammates. And don't worry, I'll be reading that in the news video that'll be coming out as well after this one. Anyway, appreciate you guys for checking out the channel and sticking with me through these player ratings. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, as well as make sure you also leave a comment as well and let us know if you're here, if you're new here, if you're a Juventus fan and you're new here, how you found, or not how you found it, but how you became a Juventus fan. If you're not and you're here to troll, let us know that as well. We appreciate it. Anyway, make sure you do that. Make sure you follow Bianconerizone at Bianconerizone on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at Justin Sofer on Twitter, and follow my boy Julian Genotti on Twitter as well at Genotti151. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.